Yay, finally it connected. Kept telling me live stream was not available right now. Hopefully we have sound. I am going to play the intro and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey guys. Everybody's starting to trickle on in here now. It took me about 3 tries, so hopefully nothing will crash. YouTube is acting a little strange, but now it says excellent, so hopefully everything is good there. So, this file is for all of my supporters for Patreon, Ko-fi, and YouTube memberships. If you are Cutie Collector level or higher, you'll have access to this file. If you're on Ko-fi, you have access to the post. All you have to do is click it, and it should open up for you. Patreon and Ko-fi supporters monthly. If you just go to craftingwithapril.co, it is uploaded on the page, and it's just a fun little card. You open it up and it's going to have the little peekaboo window with the heart in there. Super easy, simple card. It's going to go together pretty quickly. It looks complicated, but it's super easy. And I did make this A2. I know a lot of you guys love the 5x7s. But I wanted to give some A2 options for you guys too. Of course, you can increase the size of this if you want. But it's a good size for this card. Let's go over and let me show you the file. If you notice, I did a print and cut here and a print and cut here. And this is my pen that drew on the card. I wanted this to be printed on a piece of, it's a pattern paper, but I wanted it to be a little bit lighter than what my background was. I didn't want it to blend in too much. So I'm using, again, the Anna Griffin paper that we got in a mystery box a couple mystery boxes ago. So I wanted to show you guys how I did that if I had 2 print and cuts with 2 different backgrounds, because this was just on plain white. So let's pop over and let me show you what I did. So if I were to, and hopefully Design Space is going to work, if I were to send this over to the mat right now, because this piece is set on a white background because I'm printing it on purple paper, because of course these colors are purple just to indicate which paper I'm using, so one is light and dark. But if I change this to one of those colors, that's the exact color it's going to print on my print and cut. But I wanted to cut it out of my paper that's already colored, and so I need my background to be white. So I have flattened that to a white background because white does not print. But this one is also on white. So if I hit make it, it puts them both on there. Well, I don't want to print both of them on white, and I don't want both of them printed on the purple paper. So what I did, I'm just going to cancel. And because you might be making several of these, so you're not going to be wasting paper if you're going to be making several. Just go ahead and get your banners ready and they will work for you. But I just came in and I hid one. That's all I did, guys. I just came over to my layers panel and I hid it. And then I hit make it, and I increased the number of copies to however many I was going to make. And then I cut that one. Once that one was cut, I just hit cancel, and I went back and I hid that piece, and I unhid the other one so I would know that this one gets print and cut on my purple paper. And so when I made it, I went back and again I increased the number of copies. I don't have to worry, I already did my other banner. So now I'm good to go and finish cutting my whole project. So that's a way that you can keep from wasting your papers. Go ahead and cut several of them, because you may, if you're going to make several cards, then you can fill this up and not waste anything. So that's how you do it if you're going to do two different colors, but you have two print and cuts in one file. You're just going to do one and then go back and do your other one. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm going to give chat a minute to catch up. Maybe a little bit lagging. If you have questions, just ask them and we can come back to this. I'm going to go overhead and we're going to go ahead and get started making this cute little card. And these are great for nurses, for your grocery store people, everybody that's essential workers out there, guys. Cute little thing for them. And you could, I would like to see, if anybody does one, please post pictures. If you do one in the red and yellow, I looked up the awareness ribbons for it, and they're using red and yellow for COVID. I know that that's usually for hepatitis, but I think they reverse the colors. I think it's red on the left. For hepatitis, I think it's yellow on the left and red on the right. And for the COVID, I think it's red on the left and yellow right. Something like there. It's switched. So just look it up. Just search COVID awareness ribbons. I would like to see one of these done in yellow. So this is our centerpiece, and you have a hole on both sides, and I have the writing on the inside so you know where the inside is at. And I did put my pattern to the mat for this one, because even though I'm writing on the inside, I cut it out of the same pattern paper. And you're just going to use your bone folder and get your score in there. I'm going to put that to the side. Then you have, this is your centerpiece, and then there's a score on that, and you're just going to also fold that. Give that a score. And then this one has a teeny tiny score on it. So we're just going to go in there and take our time. It's very narrow. That's all you need. We're just going to get that folded. And we're just going to burnish that. Then you're going to take your center of your card, and this is your back piece. Okay, and we're just going to use glue. You can use your tearing tapes, whatever it is that you want to use. I'm using art glitter glue. And on this little piece that we folded, if I can get, you guessed it, I left the pen out of my glue. I did. Let's see if I can get it to work here. There we go. And we're just going to go down. Well, I said I did. Hopefully I can get it to give me enough glue. If not, I'll switch over to the tape. It'll be just as fast. Then you're going to take your center, and you're going to line that up right up on that edge, just flush. Okay. You can open it up if you need to, like I did. I don't have enough glue on there. Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'll have to soak my tip because I did that. So I'm just going to use some of my tearing tape. I get this at scrapbook.com. It's like 1/8 of an inch. Just going to tear that off. I don't want it to stick to everything in the craft room, though. It doesn't want to behave today. And the tape is sticky, sticky, sticky. You don't get a chance to play around with that. So when you stick it, it's basically stuck. So you're just going to stick it. So now you've got a piece that looks like this. okay? Because our paper is too long to cut it into one piece, and then this piece is just basically reversed. It doesn't matter however you want to put that piece on, just whatever you want to see through that hole. Then you're going to take this piece here, and we are going to take this top off this glue is what I'm going to do. There we go. We're going to put, with your card folded, you're just going to put glue all over the top right here. I'm not putting trying not to put as much because I took my fine tip off of there because you don't need a whole lot. Now you're going to just put that flap over, and you're just going to bring this in and line it up. Open that up and just give it a rub, get that glue distributed. So now your card should look like this. We've glued the back flap onto the center, and we've glued the front onto the front. Okay, that's all we've done. Should be looking just like that. That's all that piece does. Doesn't do anything, doesn't attach to anything, doesn't matter at all. Because when it opens up, it's just going to slide right on in there, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you want this piece to be centered in the hole. So what I do is I put it all the way to the back, and then I center it up. And I did use the Cricut paper, and this is the extra fine point violet, the 0.3 gel pen. That's what I used for this one. And once you have that lined up right where you want it, you're just going to hold your finger on it and then come up underneath. Okay? Oops, I said I did that wrong, actually. Not this one. Just going to hold everything and flip it over. And then open up this back without moving it. And I like to double check mine just to make sure I didn't move it. Get it lined up really good. And then you're going to put some glue on the back of that one. Okay. And then you're just going to close and give it a rub. And then you should be centered up. If you want to go in and use your bone folder or whatever and distribute that glue, you can do that. So that's going to show through the front. Then we're going to take, this is the Cricut foil poster board. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's doing okay, but it doesn't like glue, wet glue. On camera it's probably not showing, but I can see my glue line behind it. And I did have my fine tip on when I did that. So this time I'm going to be using the tape, the tearing tape. And I'm going to flip it over, put a piece on the back, and then I'm going to bring it right side up. And we're going to put another piece. We're going to put this down towards the base. And then I'm just going to trim it off. And then you're going to peel the front piece. And then you're going to take your Warrior printed piece and you're just going to lay that right up on there, getting it as straight as possible. Hey, I got it. It's really straight for a change. Then we're just going to flip it over, and I am just going to put glue on the Warrior part and not on my foil because it does not like wet glue. If you're using a tape runner, that's fine. Now I'm just going to peel this strip. And we're going to line that up on the card. I didn't want to stick it there. Right below right up to the edge, right below your circle, and press that down. Super, super, super simple, easy card. Now I just wanted to add a little pop for this to stand up, so I used my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. I'm using the purple blend on the dark end. You can use Copic or Crayolas, whatever you have. Just be careful, don't let your pen slip and mark up the front. You should be doing it this way, with your front away from you in case it slips. That way you mark on the back. And I'm just going over that white edge, and just enough to make that pop out just a little bit more. And I had some, there. I'm going to use some foam dots. These are just dimensionals, however you want to. You can use the squares, the rounds, the darts, the lights, whatever works for you, whatever you have on hand, use those. These are my close to my heart ones. And I'm putting one in the middle and a couple on the ends just to give it some support, so if it gets pressed down it doesn't bend the cardstock. We're just going to peel off all our papers. Oops. That one didn't want to stay. There we go. And you can place some ribbon behind this too, guys, if you want. And then I'm just trying to put the silver right at the V of that and inset it just a little so it's not all the way on the end of the card. Straight. And press that down. Believe it or not, this card is almost done. Hi, Andrea. So now we're just going to open this up, and when we open it up, our little panel pops in, okay? And that's where this is going to go. And again, does not like the liquid glue, so we're going to use, I'm just going to use a thicker piece is all I'm going to use. And it doesn't need much. I'm just going to do one right down the center. Just a wider, it's the same thing, just wider. I get mine at scrapbook.com, but you can get it at Joann's and everywhere. And you just want this, you can just lay your card, because it is going to sometimes hit that little ridge, and it's okay. Just open it up, flatten it out, and then we're going to line this up in the center. Or try to. I'm a little off. Don't worry about me. Make sure you get yours center. I got my other one center. And then I am going to put my heart right in the center. And I did use glue on that because you're not going to, it's on the top of the foil instead of on the bottom, so it's not going to hurt it. If you're going to the bottom, it will show. But art glitter will hold it in there. And this just happened by mistake because I dropped my pen and made a mark on that card while I was doing it. But then it looked good, so I'm going to use that. These are the Bluebell hearts from Nuvo. I got them at Tonic Studios. You might be able to get them on scrapbook.com too, or Amazon. This has a sticky lid so I can pick some off. Got glue on there. I'll have to rub that off. And I'm just going to go in and pick off a couple of these little hearts and just put not that much glue, just a teeny tiny. I'm just going to drop those on and press them down. You don't need a lot of glue, just a teeny tiny bit. Stick. There you go. So I got 3 little sequins there just to put in that inside, just to give it a little pop. And we're going to close it up. And we're going to do our front. And I did use sequins and Nuvo drops on these. Oops. Excuse me, guys. My email just popped up and covered everybody up. I can't see anybody. There we are. Aw, thank you. So now we're going to grab some. These are the same thing from Nuvo, but these are called mirror ball stars. I'm just going to pull a couple of them out. It's not sticky anymore. Try to keep a little bit of sticky on my, and all I did was grab a piece of my double-sided tape and I just kind of wrap it around the end right there, just so I can pick these up and get glue on them. Makes it a little easier. To hang on to them. And then I just kind of place them. Makes it just a teeny tiny easier. And I'm just squirting out my glue to the tip and then letting it go back in and then just touching that into the glue, guys. So I'm not getting a lot of glue on it, I'm just getting enough for it to stick. So I placed a couple of those there, and then I used the Periwinkle Blue Nuvo drops, or not Nuvo drops, but Nuvo brand sequins. I'm just going to use 3. Well, that one's already on the sticky, so I'm going to put some glue on it. To me, when I'm doing the larger ones, it's easier for me to put my touch of glue where I want my sequins on there and then work. So if you're making lots of these, little tips that will help out. Just get them all good and even. Give those a second to dry, and now I'm just pulling off my double-sided tape off of there, off my tweezers. And then I added some of the glitter drops, the Nuvo drops, and this is Purple Rain. I thought they were great, but this is Purple Rain. And I just put a touch right in the center of each one of those sequins to cover up the hole. Give it a little bit of contrast. Now I'm going to let those dry. It'll take it about 30 minutes to dry, but once it's done, oops, I don't know how I did that on the inside there, because these are dry. I must have had some on my hand. But when you open it up, then the heart pops right on in there. So something that you guys can make to go with your mask and your straps and things like that. And I was going to say that, guys, if you're posting in the group or you're asking about those straps, try to say face coverings so we don't have to delete it. We're not deleting it because we want to, but as far as I know, the artificial intelligence for Facebook has not yet been fixed. And it could get a strike against you and the group and get your account, you get put in Facebook jail, basically. There you go, Andrea. Yay! There's your cutie. You got it back. So, guys, just keep in mind that we're still making and we're still donating and doing whatever we can. Make sure you reach out to your neighbors, see if they need help if you're doing an outing. I have a Ring doorbell, so I told my neighbors, you know, if you need something, you know, we don't have to make contact. So, you know, do that. And thank you to all of my supporters on Ko-fi, Patreon, and YouTube. I appreciate you guys very, very, very much. Thank you so much. And if anybody wants to donate, I think I did have a donation thing up in the announcements for CDC. If anybody wants to do that, if you want to make a donation on that, you can do that as well too. Hey, Judy. This is a quickie. Does anybody have any Design Space questions? But you saw how quick and easy. This card cuts, guys, in about 5 minutes or less. So this is a really, really, really quick card to make. Can do it in any color, any occasions. And they will fit in your A2 envelopes. I will not be live this Friday, guys. Usually we have started going live in Facebook on Fridays for Freebie Friday. But I will pop out a file for you guys. I will post it in the group in announcements. I will get you a file out for that. Oh, thanks, Louise. Something you can give your cashiers and things like that at the grocery store, guys. You know, don't forget about them. They're working hard for us. Yeah, well, if you have employees, Pat, at the hospital, I did. Let me pop over and show you that on the file. I forgot. I'm glad you said that. I almost forgot it. Let me bring that up. Guys, I used this print and cut right here. This is a Design Space image. I'm going to unflatten that just to show you guys. This is right here, nursing work of art. But I used it for a play on words so that it could be used for anybody. But if you do have nurses that you want to give these to, come back over and change this back to cut. Just go back to the line type to no fill, and that will change it back to cut. And go down to your contour. And we're going to hide all contour, show all contour. Nursing is a work of heart. That's actually what that says. So when you see these things in Design Space, you can go in, just because it doesn't say exactly what you need, you can still probably use it. So this says nursing is a work of heart. And I said, well, you know, I really want to use this for everybody, not just nurses. So, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Pat. All you have to do is shrink it down to fit on your banner. That's it. And when you flatten it, it's going to kind of look like you can't read it. Let me just undo here and duplicate and duplicate. And let me flatten that back. That way I don't mess up the file. So I can come in here and change this again on the fill to no fill, and it changes it to cut. That gives me my contour back. Hide all contour, show all contour, and it's back. And now all I have to do is just kind of shrink this down to fit on my banner. And I select both, align, and I am putting it center. I know it kind of looks off, and that's because this is cut out, but you have plenty of room for your sequins if you center it. And it looks kind of like you can't read it, but guys, when you go and you flatten it, it takes those cut lines out of there. And so when it takes those cut lines out of there that you're seeing on that bold, then it becomes readable again. So it will print fine once you flatten it. And I think I'll just save this into the file. So if you guys have already gotten the file, you can go back in and get that, or you can just add it to your file and make it. There is a freebie for workers at Dreaming Tree. Yes, Leo. Let's see. Here's a link to Dreaming Tree if anybody needs it. That is my affiliate link. So yeah, there are freebies just everywhere. Design bundles, Loves SVG, Dreaming Tree. I'm pretty sure Mary at SVG Cuts has something as well. You guys can find tons of freebies if you look around. Yes, and that's why I set it up and made it for anybody. But if you have nurses in particular, then you can change that that image back and get that nursing part of it back if you want. You don't even really need that work of heart if you don't want. You can put an emblem like a nursing hat, a stethoscope. You can put emblems on that little banner and flatten it down, and it will be pretty too. Which circle, Judy? This one or this one? The thank you circle. It's just a white Cricut cardstock. This is the wet one. It's just white Cricut cardstock, and I use the Cricut extra fine 0.3 violet gel pen to match my cardstock. That's the one I used. Yeah, it's very, very, very adaptable. And it's super simple. Even though it looks like a mechanism, it's not really a mechanism. It's just the way that we laid it out. And when you open it up, it pops right into the center there. And it makes it look like we made a change, and we didn't. The second one, this one, is the Cricut foil poster board. And then I put a purple Cricut cardstock heart on top. This purple is out of the Princess pack. And then this is the foil poster board. Oops. Let me get back over there. Yeah, this is the pen. It didn't change on me again. I hope I'm not going to crash. There it is. This one is just the Cricut cardstock with the purple pen. And then I put some sequins on it. And then this one is the foil And then that's out of the Princess pack, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the purple out of the Princess pack. It may be the same as, I think it's brighter than the regular Cricut purple. Either that or my Cricut purple is faded. Did that answer your question, Judy? I know that chat's just a little bit behind. Hopefully my OBS is not going to crash on me. And if that didn't answer, Judy, just get me on Messenger and I'll make sure everything's answered for you. Okay, wonderful. Any other Design Space questions? And again, if you've already got the file, if you have not already gotten the file, this is an extra. You can pick one or the other, or you can change whatever's on there itself to whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to kind of lay this out the way that it goes so that you guys won't be confused when you go to put your card together about how they're glued. I'm going to group that and arrange and send that to the back. There we go. Put it all back where it was so that you guys can put your card together. And this is an extra. And then this goes in here. Actually, I got those backwards. Let's bring this over. Bring this over. Well, I messed up my art, didn't I? There we go. Arrange, move it forward. I'll just put it there because I grouped it already. There. Now the file's set up for you guys, and that'll help you try to remember basically the way it goes together. Any other questions, guys? Okay, I will see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. I will be popping a file. Oh, wait, I forgot something. We're giving away the Sunflower Cricut Cutie to somebody. Had to be a supporter. Let's go take a look real quick. I'm going to go over at Facebook if you guys want to go and look at your Facebooks too. I'm going to check my 3 groups and pick a winner. In the announcements for the Sunflower Cutie. They're all so pretty. It's hard to decide. Let's see. Great job, Patty. But Patty won last week, or the last drawing, so need to skip one. Let's go and check our Patreon group and see if anybody submitted there. And there we are. Well, see if I can find There's that, there's that, there's that. I just saw it earlier. I wanted to refresh my memory. I did look, but I can't remember which one I decided on. Huh. All right, and let me check. One more. Let's see. One more group. Let me take a peep at that one. Announcements. Oh, I really, really like the way that that one was done. I'm going to steal a picture here. Let me save that image as on my desktop and bring it over. This is our winner. Really, really, really pretty. Great job. If I can get, there we go. Good job, Linda. Really, really like the way that that came out. She did a good job on that. You guys can see that in the announcement she posted it. The inside was really pretty too. Tons of things that you can do with this card. And she added the 2 images, and they are also on her file. So, Linda, congratulations. You won the Sunflower Cutie. Please message me your address, and I will get that out to you this week. Oops. Didn't come out. Dang. There we go. She did a really, really, really pretty job on that. Love that poppy. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie, for letting me know that didn't pop over. So that is our Sunflower Cutie. We need a challenge for... Let's see. I have a Rose Cutie. So, anybody that wants to take home Rose, please, I'm going to put it up in the announcements, and we're going to work off of this card. So, I want to see your take on this card. And you can use what I've used. You don't have to add any images. Everybody just use this card base if you're a supporter. And show me what your thoughts are, your take on the card is, your theme, your colors. And I will pick a winner from the supporters on that one. And whoever wins that one will get a Rose Cutie. And I will post that up. I will post it up tonight. It may take me a little time, but I will post it up as soon as I get through walking on my treadmill. All right, do we have any other questions, guys? All right. I will catch you Monday, 7 p.m. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but we will do something. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, moderators. I greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great weekend.